Hey, I'm the Colorman Movies, and since Black Adam came out, I am going to be ranking all of the DCEU movies from the worst to the best, from my opinion. So let's get started. If you love movies like me, I recommend hitting the subscribe button down below or liking the video. It helps me out. And let's get started with the ranking. Now, before we start, I just want to say that I do not have HBO Max, so I haven't had a chance to watch Peacemaker or The Suicide Squad. I haven't seen any of those. Suicide Squad is on DVD. The Suicide Squad. It is on DVD. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. So yeah, so those won't be on my ranking, but all the other ones will. So in last place we have this movie's just so stupid on so many levels. Just like now that Zack Snyder's Justice League has released, we get to see how stupid this movie is. Justice League, or like I like to call it Justice League. Joss Whedon directed it. So we just see that Avengers with Justice League characters does not mix. They have completely different tones. I wanted to turn this movie off, but I knew I was going to do a ranking, so I could not turn it off. This movie's so stupid. All the jokes are bad. It was so boring. Like, the best part of this movie has to be, like, some of the first act. This movie is so bad, it should not exist. I don't know why. This is the canon one instead of Zack Snyder's. Why not make Zack Snyder's canon? Next, 10th place, I'm gonna go. Now, I don't hate Suicide Squad. It's the story. I mean, like, the story is like weird. So she assembles a team, and they're basically there. They're not there to fight the villain. They're there to get Commander Waller. They're there to get Commander Waller home. They're not there to fight the villain. They don't find out the villain until the end of the movie. Waller home. That's the only reason why they're assembled in the first place. In 9th place, I'm gonna go. Now for Wonder Woman 1984 is basically the same thing as for Suicide Squad. I enjoy it. It's just the story is off. The reason why it's higher than Suicide Squad is because I enjoy it more. The first time I watched this movie, I was all like, I did not understand the story. I had no idea what I just watched. It's basically my review for Jurassic World Dominion. This one, my recent time watching it, I did watch this a lot of times after my first time watching it, and I enjoyed it way more. It's just that, breaking it down, there's a lot of problems with it. But overall, I find it enjoyable, which is why it's right here. Okay, so from here on out, well, for the next three, I think they all should be in the same place, but I had to separate them. So in 8th place, we have... Most of you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I think Man of Steel deserves 8th place. Overall, this is a good movie. I like the song, you know? Most people do, actually. Yeah, the story's, like, really good. I liked how, like, Zack Snyder slowly showed Superman, like, you know, like, becoming Superman. Because, like, he starts off stealing a coat and killing, you know, the villain. I think his name is Zod, if I remember. Killing him, and then throughout the DCEU, he becomes Superman that we know. And then the scene where he learns how to fly, I like that scene. It's just the reason why it's low is because it also depends on my mood, if I like this movie or not. And I do find, for my most recent watch, I did find most parts slow. So I think that's why this deserves 8th place. Next, and for 7th place, we have. So in 7th place, is Aquaman. I basically like this the exact same as Man of Steel. This one I enjoy more because this one's don't feel watching Aquaman. Like if I'm rewatching all the DCEU and I get to Aquaman and I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna like this movie. But if I like really want to watch Aquaman, I'm gonna enjoy this movie. It's just I liked it the exact same as Man of Steel. It's just it made it higher because I think I enjoy it a little bit more. In 6th place, we're gonna have. Now, I have only seen Black Adam once, but based from my experience, I'm gonna put it right here. Because, the first half felt like a Black Adam movie. The second half felt like a Justice Society movie. And I felt like the final villain was just like, I felt like they just added him in. He didn't need to be there. I didn't like what they did to Dr. Fate at the end of the movie either. But overall, this movie's funny. It's full of action. It's just, like I said in my review for this movie, I was more thinking about the trailer near the second act, and the second act made me leave disappointed, which is why I think I need to rewatch this. But for right now, I'm gonna put it in 6th place, and in 5th place, we're in the top 5. I'm gonna put. So the reason why Wonder Woman is in 5th place, well, basically the same for Aquaman, Man of Steel, Black Adam. I enjoy it. It basically depends on my mood. I feel like the part once Wonder Woman gets her disguise to like the trench fight, I feel like that part goes by really slow. Yes, it's building character, but still. I feel like it goes slow. They could have made it go faster. But besides that, I enjoy this movie. The soundtrack, I really enjoy so much. This movie's just really good. People say the third act's not that good. Me, I find it fine. So, Wonder Woman goes in 5th place for me. In 4th place, we have. In 4th place, we have Birds of Prey, the one long title, something of Harley Quinn. This movie, I don't understand why people hate it. I really enjoyed this movie. I find it really funny, and it's like full of action and very entertaining. It's in 4th place because it's not as good as the stuff higher on this list. But I don't understand the hate for this movie. I really love it. And yeah, and for 3rd place, I'm going to go. Okay, the version that was released in theaters and the Ultimate Edition, I like them both the exact same. Maybe the theatrical edition is behind Birds of Prey, but overall, the Ultimate Edition is in 3rd place. That's the only one I watch now, and I don't understand the hate for this movie when it first came out. I enjoyed it. The storyline is great. The action's great. The fight with Doomsday is great. Everything about this movie is great. It's just not as good as the top ones. Maybe it depends on my mood, but maybe it goes by better sometimes. But overall, this movie is really good. In 2nd place, I gotta give it to. In 2nd place, we have Shazam. So Shazam is a really funny movie. You can basically show it to anyone, even if they're a Marvel fan, and they will love this movie. This movie is extremely funny in every level. The actors are good. It's just this movie is so good and funny that it deserves 2nd place. The reason why it's not first though is I don't think it was good enough for first place because it's like somewhat family friendly for this movie, and then otherwise there's a monster biting a person's head off and throwing him out the window. So that's why it's not first place. But overall, I find this movie really funny. But the moment we all been waiting for, first place goes to Zack Snyder's Justice League. This movie is so good. Like, when you watch this movie, you're thinking, why did Joss Whedon even change a single second of it? Because this movie is, like, seriously almost perfect. I say the downfall of it is the runtime. It is 4 hours. Or, if you want to put it, 242 minutes. So yeah, that is why this movie's almost perfect. But it does have the best scenes in superhero history in this movie that makes you think, why in the world did Joss Whedon change it? Like, when the Flash fixes time, why did Joss Whedon replace that with the Flash's arc to save one person? Like, even everyone's arc in this movie had like the best arc, and Joss Whedon ruined it in his film. And this movie is just so good. I get goosebumps every time. I enjoy it. It doesn't feel like 4 hours. And yeah, if you guys have not seen this, I recommend it. EU, but it should be. This is way better, and I'm sure if you guys have not watched it yet, this will be your new favorite Justice League. This is better than the first Avengers movie. This one is so good, but yeah, that is my ranking of all the DCEU movies, besides the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, because I haven't seen those yet. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.